Noticed that since I've come back, a lot of people like to turtle, and it's okay to turtle, but I wanted to show some really good techniques you can do from it, especially the clock choke, okay, which is a choke that's used in judo. And I want to do a deep dive into what the clock choke is, and I'm going to show you how I do it. I've learned a lot of different ways how to do the clock choke. The best way that I can do it is something that one of my old instructors, Jeff Rockwell, was at the Pound. Really good teacher and competitor. When he competed back around 2006, I think it was, he won sub-league. And it was interesting because I only ever saw him train in the gi, and this is no gi. And so it kind of showed that training in the gi can also help you a lot in no gi too. But anyway, so I'm going to talk about the details about it. In judo, this technique is called Koshi Jime. It's a hip triangle. It's used a lot in judo competition. Seen lots of people go out on it. And it got really famous in BJJ in 1998 when Waleed went against Royce Gracie in the sports competition. It's probably before some of you guys' time, but Waleed choked out Royce with this choke. So what we're going to do, we'll start with a basic attack. So I'm on the side here. I'm going to reach around and grab his collar. So when I grab his collar, it's not a deep choke grip. I'm just going to grab kind of parallel to the mat like this. Okay. When I start clocking it, that's going to tighten it up and it's going to choke him. So I'm here, I'm to the side. So when I'm to the side, I put my hip against his hip here. And I'm going to go ahead and bring my hand in even to the mat. And there's a lot of different grips, and I'll show all different grips that you can use. The main grip I like to do is, well, when I was younger, the main quick grip I like to do was grabbing by the pant leg here. Now I do something different, but this is a really good grip. And then from here, my favorite way to clock choke is I'm going to drop my head to the mat. So I put my chest pressure on top here. I need to grab something on this side to keep him from spinning out, okay? So I try to grab his pant leg. The best place in the gi is like by the seam, by his knee here. Okay, so I try to grab here. And some people like to, when they clock choke, and I've learned this in judo, the first way how to do it, they like to go forward and hip forward and choke this way here. And that works. Against someone strong, I have problems doing it. The advantage of just going hip forward like this is that if I mess up and I can't do it, I can come back easy. But my favorite way to do it is to commit and go all in. So I'm here.
Great.
I'll go slow, because when I start doing it, I'm gonna walk my legs part way like a clock, and he's gonna be choking already. But if I go all the way out to here, he's gonna go out, right? So I'm here. I'm on his chest. I'm putting my head over the mat. Okay, my forehead hits the mat. I'm covering the back of his shoulders here. And then I'm just gonna walk out here and start. And see, I'm just right here, right? And I can go all the way across like this. Okay? It's kind of like in the Three Stooges, maybe before your time, if Curly would walk around like this. You guys probably know Homer Simpson. Yeah. So we'll start with that. Okay, so when your partner's gonna be on the ground, turtle, go ahead and put your hands down. It's easier when you first start. Okay, and then I'm gonna reach around, grab this collar, grab his pant leg, grab that seam. My chest covers the back of his shoulder blades here. Drop my head and start walking it around. Okay, and again, if I need to, it's my legs. I'm gonna do this all the way across. Okay, any questions on that? All right, let's try that. 1, 2, 3.
Other hand. There it is.
So
This hand's
if
over
you're
the
right-handed, I want the other side. It's easier to learn on your strong side first.
Shoot that hand through. Get a deeper grip. Yeah, you want your wrist right against his tray because now when you pull this tight, this is going to cut it off. I'll kick your, step your left leg, put your left hip on his shoulder, come forward, kick your leg through, and start walking around. Keep walking, he's getting ready to tap.
This is what we do in judo.
Yeah. Pull up on that arm.
That's good. My favorite way, your first landing technique, I recommend always do your strong side first. Okay, so if you're right-handed, then start on his right side and go in here. It's easy to learn something new on your strong side. In fact, people say you should do like your weak side, both sides, but for me, the strong side has always been easier to get down first. Especially go to a seminar, you know, I always work, sometimes both sides. I remember technique, I always do my strong side. All right, so there's a question or about doing this way here. So I like to go all in. So I'm here, my head hits the mat. You can just stay head up like this and walk around, and that's more of a judo style. And that's good too, if you like that. For me, I've had the most success at just dropping my head. All right, and so I'm gonna cover in detail this technique. Usually when I teach stuff, I show one technique and show combinations of different things, but I wanna go deep into this technique. It's really powerful. It's so powerful, like I've had people who have come in and get the choke, and they know it's coming, and they get scared, and they grab inside, like their lapel. No, by the neck. So I'm deep like this here, and they have both their hands right up here. Yeah, more like this.
Shit.
Yeah. That's fine. And it's so powerful. When I clock it, the hands go into the neck. It's really
I don't want to do that. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
We trust you.
And this is one technique because the technique is done using your hip and body that I can do it equally well on my bad side, good side. Because a lot of times when I do left-hand techniques on my bad side, I use my wrist more. So this way here. So on the left side, because my whole body's doing the work, all I gotta do is get my hand in. Once my hand in is good, I grab the pant leg. If I can't get the pant leg, another thing you can do is go under the leg here, right? So I go under the leg, I drop my hip, and then you start clocking it. Sorry? So that's how powerful it is. And if you go a little bit lower, it'll still go. It'll just take a little bit longer for it to slack taken out. So next, we're gonna try some variations in grips, because sometimes you can't get the grip you want. The easiest grip, his gi is tight, so it's not hard to get this.
Hey, man.
So I can go ahead and go under the leg like this, here, right? So I go under the leg and clock it. And then sometimes in judo, the guy's like, his legs up high, butts up high in there a little bit. I can grab around the leg here and go around. All right, so I want you to play with these different grips. So one is, I can't get this, so I go under. Another one, if there's space between his leg, I reach around, I go under. And then another classic grip is what we call is one long, one short in my family is I'm here, pull this tight here, right? So that's another grip you can do. But if I do this grip here, so one's up high and one's low. If I'm too high, this one here, see my elbow is down, up high by his butt. Yes, he can pierce and roll me, so go ahead. All right. So to avoid that, what I'm gonna do is I come here, I have this, I'm gonna slide, sit up over. I'm gonna slide my hand, sipping up here, I slide it farther down. Okay, and pull it out. Now my elbow's out here, right? So go down. So if I'm here, and I'm here, I slide it down closer to his stomach, and now I pull it up. I see my elbow's up here now. Now it's hard for him to roll that. And now I can just go ahead and dive and clock him. Okay, so try those grips, and go ahead and try other variations. You know, while you're doing this, especially for a higher belt, you might try like this one here, where I come forward, right? He's probably sensitive now to choking. Or try like maybe walking without your head in the mat. You can try just clocking all around the circle. All right, so try those different variations, and we'll come back. All right, 1, 2, 3.
He was going to pop out.
had a question, which leads me to the final grip I'm going to show you guys. And it's something that I do more. Now that I'm older, I try to go a little bit slower. Like when I used to compete in judo, I used to like really grab this and slam it, right? so now I try to go a little bit more controlled. And so the grip I like to use, go down here, is where I come under and grab his wrist, right? And it leads to the next technique I'll show after this one here. But the other problem, to answer your question, Tony, is say I'm going here, right? Grab his pant leg, I'm going, and I lose the grip here. I can put my elbow in front of his head here, and then finish.
Yeah,
See
that works.
Yeah, and that also, when I was doing judo, sometimes like judo guys would go prone, like they fight in your belly. Oh, like this, and hands are like this, all tight. I may get my grip in here, but I can't do anything, right? So, not a problem. My elbow goes in front of his neck here, by his shoulder, and I clock here. Right? So, so we're going to do that.
Wayne,
Yeah.
what is the way out for Blaine to look?
Once I'm that deep, it's really hard, right? So his way out is to unwind the choke. Before I go in, turn away, is unwind it, right? Like if I'm this high, go belly down and unwind before I get my grips, right? So that's why I have to control something on this side here. So that's his way out. It's kind of similar to the bow and arrow choke, right? You want to unwind it. So next, let's go and try that here. So we'll just spend a little bit of time because I'm running out of time here. I want to show you the next combination that I've been doing a lot. But it's like a wrist roll here. So I'm grabbing here, right? And I'm just going to roll his wrist a little bit as I come in and do the same choke, right? But again, if I lose it or he goes prone, Jiu-Jitsu guys don't go prone, but Jiu-Jitsu guys will. So go flat in your belly. If for some reason it goes flat, I'll just do this, right? And choke. Okay, any questions? Let's try that real quick. 1, 2, 3.
You could do this to do the t-shirt too.
Alright, baby bear, you get this
All right, so let's get to something I've been doing a lot. So I'm always playing with some techniques, and I'm gonna go from this technique to what's called Koshi Jime, which is a one wing choke in judo. And basically, I'll just sit up here. Is I'm here, I come out, and I do this, right? And so go back to turtle, right? So I'm here, right? And I have this wrist grab here. Now sometimes people, like Jiu-Jitsu guys, they know I have this grip here, right? And they go, oh crap. And so they grab high, and they pull in a little bit here, right? But when they do that, usually they kind of turn into me, right? So I'm gonna do is reach here and go behind his head, right? And I'm gonna slide around and choke here. Okay? So either I choke like up this way here, or I drop here, come up and choke here, right? Now, sometimes I can get him to turn into me more, okay?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, by, instead of going like parallel to the mat with no choke, I go a little higher like this. Now he feels me choking him. So now he's gonna grab my wrist here. And this is usually after I have his wrist here, this side, and he pulls down. So he does that. I'm gonna walk around and get this grip here, and I'm gonna choke him, right? So all I'm doing here is turn aside. So I'm here, I reach around, and I have my blade against his neck, and I just do this, okay? Again, blade against his neck, here, I pull this way, I keep this bent here as I pull down, and when I get closer, I do this, like this. Okay, so again, I'm here, go down.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. So I'm here, I go deep, he starts to turn into me, other way, like this. So now let's go around, and I choke him here. All right, so let's go and try that. 1, 2, 3. Let me answer first a question someone had for me about, say I'm here, you guys pulling my wrist, if I grab my, here, yeah. So I feel like I have no strength there, right? And I can't do Koshi Jime with this hand. So then in judo, what we used to do is to put the head here.
Oh,
So I do that, I pull up, and I kick my leg. Right? All right, so.
Oh, that was nice though.
Well, it's all with the legs, right? So when I used to teach judo back in the day, in the 90s, I always had like a student, there's one big tournament up in Portland, and I'll show like this here and step over, right? Step over and choke. And I always had one of my students do that in the tournament. Yeah. Same principle, you know, just throw your leg over, have a choke, throw my leg over, and then just kick, choke. But the last thing I want to show is kind of a fun one I like to use a lot, is I'm here at the collar, so sit, so the collar, and then kind of grab my forearm here, right? And then the old school way, we used to do go behind here and go straight over. I go straight over and he goes over. That can be hard to the big guy, but I saw Ryan Hall do a better way, and I've been using it ever since, is I'm turtled the guy, can't get my hooks in, I'm here, I'm gonna roll over this shoulder here. So here's his head and the shoulder. I'm gonna make an angle here, like this, with my arm. I'm going over that angle. So I'm here, grab him tight, and I'm just gonna roll over that shoulder. And if I can, put my hooks in. Now I can finish with this, or wherever I wanna finish it. All right, so that's the last one. Go and try that real quick. 1, 2, 3.